It's usually a what-if question that's keeping me up at night, something that I am worried about. It might be as a wife, or as a woman, as an American, as a mom. If I keep thinking about it and thinking about it, it's a really good idea for a book. And if I continue to think about it, characters pop up like little mushrooms and they take the story away from me. And that's the point when I usually stop and do a ton of research and then come back and write several months later. Ghost hunting.
Really?
By far, yeah. Because there were things that happened that I still can't explain. You know, I was doing ghost hunting for Second Glance, and the ghost hunters I went out with, you know, they'd taken me to this area that had burned ground with people in it. It was an abandoned mental institution, and I'm a total skeptic, and I'm like, yeah, okay, whatever. And at one point, I'm walking across a place, the building had burned down, all the hair stood up on the back of my neck, and I was like, okay. One of the guys took a digital camera and went like this behind us, and there was nothing behind us, it was black. Yeah. But in the viewfinder of the digital camera was this white, misty, wraith-like thing. And I was like, all right, maybe you guys know what you're talking about. And then we went into Massachusetts to a family that had been hearing all this activity in their attic. And so we went upstairs. They gave me the key to the attic, which was on the
They didn't go with you?
No, they were with me. Okay. And I opened it up. You know, we went upstairs. They set up a video camera because they left that running for hours, and then they go back over the footage to see if there's anything paranormal.
Okay.
So I'm the last one out of the attic. They go downstairs to talk to the owners of the house, and I lock the door, you know, close the padlock. I stop off at the second level of the house because the family has 2 children, 6 months old and 22 months old. And they're both fast asleep in their cribs, completely fine. And then I go downstairs to where the family is now talking about how they've come home to find every faucet running in the house. They've come home to find all the cereal spilled into a pile in the middle of the kitchen floor. One night they heard calliope music, and they traced it to the attic stairs and found a toy piano playing without any batteries. So I said, I'm going to go check on your kids. And I went upstairs, and in the first child's bedroom, where there had been nothing before on the floor, there were 6 pennies lining the edge of the crib, just like that. They were all dated between 1968 and 1973. I moved into the next kid's room, same thing, 6 pennies, all dated between 68 and 73. I go to the attic, I unlock it with the key in my pocket, go upstairs, turn on the light, and as if someone went under the video camera tripod, another 15 pennies, all dated between 1968 and 1973. And after I went home, these ghost hunters went back 2 more times. They decided there was paranormal activity in the house.
You think?
And they did a little research, and 2 people died in that house between 1968 and 1973. Pretty cool.
Wow. Would family continue to live there?
Yeah, they did.
They didn't feel threatened, or
no, because you know, one of the things that they taught me about ghosts is that a ghost is a pretty benign spirit. A demon is something totally different, but a ghost is. They often don't know they're dead. They don't know what you're doing in their house, so they're confused too. And if you can learn to live with them, you can coexist in the house.
I mean, you're in the land of ghosts
right.
and goblins here. We have so many.
I know.
Castles,
Right.
you know?
I know. Yeah.
And so, would you ever think, gosh, I'd love to continue this again?
Yeah, in fact, I can see a ghost story coming in the future. Yeah.
Okay, that would be brilliant.
Yeah. Well, not really, because I mean, I do try to stay objective, and what I do is often, the reason I have multiple first-person narratives is because each character represents a different point of view about a controversial subject, and they each get to speak their mind to you, so that you as the reader then have to say, this person's right, this person's wrong, but like you said, they may keep crossing in your mind. I have never written a book and changed my opinion about a topic, but I have changed the reason I believe in something as I do the research. And you know, ultimately, that's what I really ask my readers to do, not necessarily to change their minds, but to say, hey, how come your opinion is what you think it is? Because most of us form our opinions when we're very young, and it's
them very
tightly. Because our parents believed it, or our church told us to believe it, and it's nice to be able to poke it with a stick and say, but what do I really believe and why? I wouldn't be writing about it if I didn't have some kind of personal connection to it. There are so many controversial issues in the world. I could write about anything, but I need to wait until it strikes me in a certain place. And for example, Lone Wolf began 10 years ago on a plane when I was
on your
right.
site. Yeah,
and I could have written that book back then, but I really wasn't ready to. I had to wait until I got to a point in my life where I did want to write about it, and ultimately that's what I did. So some causes actually mean more to me than others because I have a very personal stake in them. I am very outspoken about gay rights in America because my son is gay, and so Sing You Home will always mean a lot to me because of that.
Yeah.
So, as does 19 Minutes and Bullying.
Yeah.
That's really important to me as well. Amy Sargent at Paris Princess 87 asks, which of your characters are you most similar to? Well, I'm very happy to say that I'm not similar to most of my characters because perhaps you've noticed they all live very miserable lives. I actually have a great life. I'm really lucky. I have 3 wonderful, intelligent, healthy children. I have a terrific, supportive husband. And I don't live the lives of my characters. But if I had to pick one, I would say, and it surprises most people, Nina Frost from Perfect Match. Nina is the character who shoots the priest who she thinks sexually abused her son, only to find out it's the wrong guy. I'd like to think perhaps I would look before I leap, but the reason I really like Nina is because she does all the wrong things for all the right reasons. She is an absolute tiger mother, and believe me, if you cross one of my kids, I'm going to be coming right at you. Sheila Seiler at Sheila Scribbles asks, how do you keep all of your characters' thoughts straight? That is really easy in one sense for me to answer and really hard in another. Any question about characters is very difficult because I don't feel as if I create characters. I feel as if they land in my head. I hear them talking to me. I hear their voices very clearly. So actually, their thoughts are just being funneled right through my brain. It's weird. I know. It's a little bit like a medium, exactly. But I really do feel as if I am not character developing. They sort of arrive in my head with personalities already. So I don't have to keep their thoughts straight because they're very insistent on telling me what they want to tell me. Amy Bennett at Amy Filthy Gogio.
I think that was Amy Filthy Gorgeous, maybe?
Amy Filthy Gorgio asks, where do you get your inspiration from? As I said, for me, it's all a what-if question. That's how it starts. It comes from a question I can't answer, something that I am worried about enough to keep me up at night. And if I keep thinking about it and it keeps worrying me, it's probably an excellent idea for a book. Gemini Cadillac from Facebook asks, your YA novel looks very interesting. How did you find writing a novel with your daughter? Did you both write sections each and then compare them or sit down together and type as one? I love talking about this. I'm very excited I got this question. So Between the Lines is my first young adult novel, and it was co-written with my daughter, Samantha. And it came about because Sammy, she called me up when she was 14. I was on book tour in California, and she said, I think I have a really good idea for a book. And I said, all right, let's hear it. And she said, well, what if, when you closed a book, all of the characters inside it got to get off the stage and live and act as themselves, not as the characters that they played? And what if every time the book opened again, they had to jump right back into Act 1, Scene 1 and perform it all over again? And what if there was a prince who was really sick of being a prince, but didn't know how to get anyone to see him as anything other than a fairy tale prince, until there was a 15-year-old loner who really loved to read and who was obsessed with this one fairy tale because the prince in it was illustrated in a really cute way. And she realized one day that he was speaking to her and he wanted her to help him get out of the book. And I thought, wow, for anyone who ever had a crush on a literary character, this is the perfect book. So she asked if we could write it together, and I said yes, but we are writing it together. I am not writing it for you. And what ensued was 2 years of us literally sitting side by side at my computer, writing every sentence together. So Gemma, that answers your question. There were times I wanted to kill her. You know, if you think it's hard to get your kid to clean up her room, try to get her to write a novel with you. But there were also times that it was really magical. I would I would find myself saying something, a sentence, and Sammy would be saying it at the exact same time. It was as if we were asleep in the same dream, and we both knew what the dream was. And it was the craziest feeling. Really a remarkable moment of sharing imagination. Really, really cool. So we had a great time doing it, and I am so incredibly excited about this book. I can't wait for it to come out, and I really hope that, you know, not only is it a great book to share with someone younger in your life, because unlike my adult books, there is no heavy emotional content that would be risque for any age. It also, I think, is a terrific novel for, like I said, anyone who maybe still dreams about Mr. Darcy every now and then. From Marie Moffat on Facebook, do you write for a certain amount of time each day? How do you stay so disciplined? I actually write, yes, I do write a certain amount of time each day. I write based on mother's hours. Organized school is a wonderful thing, and when my daughter, who is the only child left at home, goes off to school at 7:30, I go to my desk and I write until about 3:30 when I very magically turn into a mother again and she comes home. How do I stay so disciplined? Because writing is a lot less about inspiration and a lot more about hard work. And my motto has been, even when my kids were very small and I was the primary caretaker and watching them and writing at the same time, my motto was always, you can edit a bad page, you can't edit a blank page. So if it's a writing day, I put my butt in a chair and I write, and I can always fix it if it's bad. But if I'm writing, my job is to sit there and actually write. All over the place. It's one of the top 10 banned books in the United States.
I'm not being funny, but genuinely.
Actually, if you look it up on the American Library Association site, it's for so many reasons it's almost not worth talking about. For language, for sexuality, for homosexuality. There's a gay bartender in it. I know. You know, there's tons of reasons. There's literally like 7 or 8 reasons that it was banned, and it has been banned in a bunch of different school districts. I think that's one of the biggest feathers in my cap as a writer.
Huge, absolutely.
Yeah, I'm thrilled to be a banned book. Yeah,
greatest
absolutely.
Irish writers banned here.
I know.
Yeah.
I'm in very good company. Yeah.
Look fun.
Yeah, right. I mean, it's not the only book of mine to be banned. The 10th Circle's been banned. 19 Minutes has been banned.
As I was reading this, I was like racking my brains to try and think why. I couldn't think why at all.
Because there are some, unfortunately, there are some people in positions in schools who, and some parents who go to school boards who feel that we need to tell our kids what to read. It is unfortunately a very short hop from that to telling our kids what to think. But I'd be a pastry chef.
Really?
I'm a really good cook. Yeah,
Really?
really good at desserts.
Do you watch those TV shows? I watch the American shows.
You know, I don't. I watch Cupcake Wars sometimes. I'm
Oh, I
amazed
haven't
that you
seen
can
that
make
one.
1,000 cupcakes in like an hour. I don't even know how you do that.
That's crazy.
But yeah, I just like to bake a lot, so I'm very good at it. Yeah.
Good for you.
Oh, absolutely a sun holiday, because I do not ski. I have a morbid fear of heights, so it's no fun going up the mountain, and I can't ski, so it's no fun going down the
So you're
mountain.
stuck there pretty much.
Yeah, I'm totally going to the beach. Yeah. Oh, well, that really depends. I drink coffee at home, but I drink tea when I'm over here on this side of the pond.
Yeah, you have to.
Yeah, I kind of have to, right? You know, when in Rome, that kind of thing, right? Pen. Well, I don't write with either. Actually, keyboard is my answer, but
that's later.
Yeah, but I'm a lefty, so when I write in pencil, although sometimes with some pens, when I write in pencil, I usually get that horrible.
You can't use a fountain pen.
No, I know. Yeah. Ketchup.
Okay.
Well, to read and enjoy a hardback, but when you're traveling, if you've got to carry a physical book with you, go for the paperback. And I actually advocate both, because
Print at home, digital.
yeah,
right?
absolutely. You know, I mean, I can carry 15, 20 books on the Kindle, but I can only carry 2 in my luggage because I have too many clothes. So, you know, I don't think it's an either-or situation, but that is certainly an evolving part of publishing.
Yeah,
And here's what I do believe: the print book will never die.
So say all of us.
Yeah.